King. Most people are searching for success in the noise of the day, running from one responsibility to another, believing that more effort, more hours, and more pressure will somehow unlock the life they want. But the real shift doesn't begin there. It begins when the world goes quiet. When distractions fade, notifications stop, and comfort calls you back to sleep. That moment when you choose to rise while others rest is where transformation truly starts. Tahajjud is not just a prayer you add to your routine. It is a statement. A statement that your reliance is not on your strength, your plans, or your timing, but on Allah. When you stand in the darkness of the night, there is no audience, no validation, no applause. It is just you and your Lord. And that is why it changes you. Your intentions become clearer because there is nothing to perform for. Your heart softens because you are no longer rushing. In that stillness, thinking, you begin to understand that success is not only about reaching goals, but about being aligned with purpose. Allah does not need your exhaustion, He wants your sincerity. And sincerity grows in solitude. Think about it, King. Every major change in your life requires sacrifice. Yet we often want spiritual growth without giving up comfort. Thinking, Tahajjud gently breaks that illusion. It teaches you that discipline before dawn builds strength for the day ahead. The one who can leave the warmth of the bed for Allah will find it easier to leave sins, excuses, and distractions later. This is where inner strength is forged long before any outward success appears. And when that strength is built in private, Allah places its effects in public. Clarity in decisions, calm in pressure. King, Barakah in time and effort. You begin to move differently, not because life suddenly becomes easy, but because your heart becomes anchored. The night reshapes the day. The unseen effort fuels visible results. Thinking, real success doesn't start when the world wakes up. It starts when you do, for Allah alone. Thinking, there are struggles in life that no amount of planning, effort, or connections can seem to fix. Thinking, sometimes doors remain closed, opportunities feel blocked, and answers to your questions are nowhere to be found. Thinking, this is where Tahajjud becomes more than just a prayer. It becomes a lifeline. When you rise in the quiet of the night, when the world is asleep, and distractions vanish, thinking, you are stepping into a space where the unseen begins to work in your favor. Thinking, it is in this private devotion that Allah moves what no strategy or effort can reach. The barriers you face in your career, in your relationships, thinking, or in your own heart begin to shift because you have chosen to stand with sincerity and reliance on Him. Thinking, Tahajjud is a conversation with Allah, a time when you are closest to Him because your heart is fully attentive. Thinking, you are not performing for anyone. You are not distracted by the day's chaos. You are simply presenting your worries, your hopes, your dreams, and your intentions to your Creator. And when Allah hears this sincerity, He opens doors that were previously unimaginable. Rizq comes in ways you didn't anticipate. Guidance flows into your mind when confusion weighed you down, and peace settles in your heart even when life outside feels turbulent. The night becomes a source of Barakah, King, a blessing that amplifies your efforts and smooths the path ahead. What makes Tahajjud truly life-changing is that it cultivates trust in Allah's timing. When you rise for Him, you acknowledge that success is not purely measured by what you see or achieve immediately. Thinking, it is about aligning your actions with His will, trusting that He knows what is best, and surrendering the outcomes to His wisdom. This trust becomes a shield, a guide, King, and a light that illuminates your path when the way seems dark. Every believer who commits to tahajjud notices a transformation. The mind becomes clearer, decisions become easier, thinking and the heart becomes more patient. It is as if standing in the quiet of the night rewires your soul to see possibilities, to take steps with confidence, and to act with purpose. Thinking. The effort you make in these unseen hours multiplies in ways the world cannot measure, and the rewards ripple through your entire life. Tahajjud is not just a prayer. It is the key that unlocks what effort alone cannot reach. Thinking. The start of your day sets the tone for everything that follows, and there is no moment more powerful than Fajr. Waking up for Fajr is not just about fulfilling an obligation. Thinking. It is about aligning your life with the rhythm that Allah has designed. When you begin your day with this prayer, thinking, something shifts within you. Your time becomes blessed, your mind becomes clear, and your heart feels protected. Thinking. There is a barakah in those early hours that cannot be found in the rush of the morning after the alarm clock rings and the world is already demanding your attention. Thinking. Fajr gives you a head start in life, a chance to connect with Allah before the distractions of the day cloud your focus. Think about it, the Prophet. I emphasize the importance of Fajr, thinking, and the early hours of the day have always been a time when divine mercy and guidance are abundant. Starting your day with Allah places your intentions on the right path. Thinking. It sets a foundation for productivity, because when your first action is to remember your Creator, thinking, everything else falls into place with greater ease. Tasks become lighter, decisions become clearer, thinking, and even challenges feel less overwhelming because your day began with divine alignment rather than stress or neglect. Fajr is not just a prayer, it is a shield that protects your time and your energy. Thinking, guiding you toward Barakah in everything you do. Moreover, the discipline of waking up for Fajr shapes your character. It teaches you consistency, patience, and self-control. When you make the effort to rise even when your body resists, you are training yourself to overcome laziness, excuses, and procrastination. This habit spills into other areas of life. Thinking. You start showing up not only for prayers, but for your responsibilities, your goals, and your ambitions. Your day becomes intentional rather than reactive. Barakah follows those who honor the early hours. Thinking. Because Allah blesses the time, the efforts, and the choices of those who prioritize Him. And the beauty of Fajr is that it is not just about personal gain. It is a reminder that your life is guided by Allah's wisdom. When you consistently begin your day with Fajr, you anchor yourself in faith, and everything else, your work, your relationships, your dreams, flows from that anchor. Thinking. It is in this connection that true success and barakah in life are found. Fajr is the first key that turns your ordinary day into one filled with divine blessings. Thinking. Success and personal growth are rarely built on moments of inspiration alone. They are built on quiet, consistent effort. And that is exactly what Tahajjud and Fajr teach us. When you commit to these prayers, thinking, you are not just performing acts of worship, you are training your soul to show up even when it is hard, even when your body resists, and even when the world around you offers excuses. Thinking. This consistency in worship shapes a mindset that carries over into every part of life. It creates resilience, patience, and the ability to remain focused when challenges arise. Life does not reward occasional bursts of effort. It rewards those who show up day after day, hour after hour, with sincerity and intention. Tahajjud, in particular, Thinking trains you to endure discomfort for the sake of something greater. Rising in the darkness when your bed feels warm and your body craves rest is not easy. Thinking. Yet it cultivates a strength that cannot be taught in any classroom. This strength spills over into your daily life. You begin to approach your work, your studies, and your responsibilities with the same determination you show in the night prayer. You learn that discipline is not punishment. Thinking. It is a bridge between your current self and the version of yourself that Allah wants you to become. Every act of consistency, no matter how small, becomes a stepping stone toward growth and barakah. Fajr complements this by teaching you to begin your day with purpose. When you wake for Fajr thinking, you are practicing punctuality, self-control, and mindfulness before the distractions of the day take over. The energy, thinking, focus, and clarity gained from starting your day with Allah allow you to approach every task with intention. Decisions become easier because your mind is not clouded by fatigue or stress, and your heart remains grounded in faith. Over time, these small, consistent habits create a life of balance, productivity, and success. Consistency in worship is also consistency in life. When your soul is disciplined, thinking, your actions naturally align with your values. You become someone who perseveres, someone who plans wisely, thinking, someone who stays committed even when the outcome is uncertain. This is the true power of Tahajjud and Fajr, thinking. They do not just prepare you for the day, they prepare you for life. True strength and success come from showing up, thinking, day after day, even when it is difficult. When you make Allah your first priority, everything else begins to align in ways you could never force. So many people spend their lives chasing success, wealth, or recognition, yet they overlook the one who grants all of it. Tahajjud and Fajr are not just prayers, they are declarations of trust. By rising before dawn or standing in the quiet of the night, thinking, you are telling Allah that your reliance is on Him, that your ambitions are placed in His hands, thinking, and that your heart seeks His guidance above all else. This trust is what sets apart those who find true barakah in life from those who struggle endlessly despite their efforts. When Allah becomes your priority, your perspective changes. Thinking, you start to see that success is not simply about what you achieve in the eyes of the world, thinking, but about the alignment of your actions with His will. Suddenly, the little things, the way you manage your time, the choices you make, the energy you spend, begin to carry a weight and blessing that was never there before. Effort without reliance may yield results, but effort combined with divine acceptance multiplies beyond imagination. Thinking, doors that once seemed closed start to open. Opportunities arrive at the right moment. Thinking, and your heart experiences a peace that no worldly gain can offer. Placing Allah first also teaches patience and gratitude. When you understand that outcomes are ultimately in His hands, pressure to force success diminishes. You learn to work hard, yes, but with a calm certainty that what is meant for you will not miss you, and what is not meant for you will never come your way. This mindset alone is transformative. It prevents frustration, reduces anxiety, and allows you to focus on what truly matters: your character, your worship, and your intentions. Thinking, those who consistently prioritize Allah in the night and at dawn experience a ripple effect in every aspect of life. Their relationships flourish because their hearts are gentle and grounded. Thinking, their work becomes purposeful because their actions are guided by clarity. Thinking, their time gains barakah because it is anchored in discipline and divine connection. Success stops being something they chase desperately. It becomes something that flows to them naturally. Thinking as a consequence of trust, sincerity, and alignment with Allah. Choosing Allah first is not a temporary habit. It is a lifelong investment in both dunya and akhirah. When your Creator is your priority, everything else begins to fall into its rightful place. Many people long for change, for progress, thinking, and for a life filled with purpose, yet they never change their nights. Thinking. They continue to sleep through the hours when the world is quiet, unaware that the last third of the night holds a power unlike any other time. It is in these hours, when hearts are calm and distractions vanish, that prayers are answered, sins are forgiven, and destinies can shift. Thinking, tahajjud, is more than just an act of worship. It is a chance to rewrite the course of your life. Thinking, those who protect this time and rise consistently are not just praying differently, they are living differently. The habits, mindset, and energy cultivated in these hours carry through to every decision, every action, and every opportunity that the day presents. The last third of the night is a sacred space where the heart is closest to Allah. It is a moment of intimacy, sincerity, thinking, and complete presence. Unlike prayers performed during the day, tahajjud is free from the distractions of work, responsibilities, and social obligations. Here, you can pour your heart out, your fears, your hopes, your gratitude, thinking, and your dreams. You can ask Allah directly for guidance, clarity, and barakah in every area of your life. And the most remarkable part is that Allah responds in ways that you may not immediately see, but that unfold perfectly over time. The seeds sown in the quiet of the night grow into blessings, opportunities, thinking, and success that no worldly effort alone could achieve. Protecting Tahajjud and Fajr also cultivates discipline and resilience. Rising in the darkness is not easy. It requires intention, sacrifice, and consistency. But these same qualities spill over into every other part of life. Thinking. You learn to persevere when challenges arise, to act with patience when things seem uncertain. Thinking, and to approach every day with focus and clarity. Your time becomes more valuable, your actions more intentional, and your heart more grounded in faith. Thinking. The spiritual strength you gain in these early hours transforms not only your worship, but your entire approach to life. When you rise for Tahajjud and Fajr, you are choosing to prioritize your soul over comfort, purpose over routine, and divine guidance over distraction. This is where true success begins. Thinking, when you stop chasing it and start receiving it as a gift from Allah. Thinking, the last third of the night is where destinies are changed and hearts are rebuilt.